Hey, this is Lexi, and I just wanted to ask you a quick question. How good are you at working for someone else? You know, you have the typical 9 to 5, or maybe you're in an hourly job. Well, what kind of worker are you? Do you show up on time? Do you have a positive attitude while you're on the job? Are you finishing your tasks in a decent time? Or do you have to be told what to do and when to do it? Do you consistently show up late? Do you have a bad attitude and show that you don't really want to be there? These are important observations to take note about yourself. I wanted to touch on this topic because I watch and observe people, and I see the people who start off enthusiastic about a job, but as time goes on, they slowly lose that motivation. They stop showing up on time, they get comfortable. In general, they let a little bit of their guards down, but I believe you can never get too comfortable in a position because the moment you become complacent is when things start to slip. You become someone who no longer works with the same enthusiasm, and your work ethic becomes sloppy. But what is work ethic? The basis of having a good work ethic is showing up to do the work, doing the work well and efficiently, and doing the work without any ego. Meaning you get things done because you understand how your actions affect those around you and the company in general. All of that being said, the real point I wanted to make with this talk is that in my belief, there's no way you can truly work for yourself if you don't understand the basics of having a good work ethic for someone else. Working for someone else can teach you general discipline that you can take with you into whatever career you really want. So let's break this down to get a better understanding of how working for someone else will make you a better worker for yourself. First off, why do you have to be at your job during a specific time? The company you're working for has determined that the hours set are the best times for productivity and for clients or consumers who do business with the company. You show up and stay for a specific time because having that predictability ensures business is being done consistently. And let's not forget that the company you're working for has probably done years of research and knows which hours work best for their clients and their consumers. They've taken note and have built a model around the people who support them. That's why you have to be there at a certain time. Second, why do you have to do certain tasks in a timely manner or complete certain milestones by a certain date? This one should be self-explanatory because it's important for the company to accomplish certain goals. If you work an hourly job like fast food or restaurant or something, you have to constantly finish little tasks throughout your shift, and you have duties to finish before you leave to make sure there's a smooth transition between your shift and the next. If you work in a client-based industry, you have to finish projects by a certain deadline to maintain that trust with the client. If you don't finish those projects on time, you risk losing your client and risk getting a bad reputation in the industry. Those two traits of showing up on time and finishing things in a timely manner are the basis of how well you'll be able to work for yourself. You can't say you want something yet never show up to do the work, or you don't stay consistent with the time that you work on your goals, and you can't take forever to complete something, because if you're taking forever to finish one thing, that means you're never going to finish the things that come after that. And as far as keeping a good attitude and setting ego aside, I shouldn't have to tell you how important it is for you to stay positive while working. The work you're doing, especially if it's work for a career you want, should be something you're passionate about, something that doesn't feel like work. You should be happy to do it. Now, this doesn't mean you'll always feel like doing it, and certainly doesn't mean that it's all you should ever do with your time. You definitely need balance to stay fresh for your work. What I mean is that you should recognize that the work is important to you for very specific reasons. Everyone has their reasons for why they're doing something. One part of staying positive about something is understanding why you're doing it and what the end goal is. Along with keeping good spirits, you'll have to develop the discipline and habit of showing up to do the work on time and doing it with a good attitude. Bad attitude will manifest in bad work, and you don't want that. Another part of staying positive is developing the ability to look for the benefits of your work no matter what you're doing. There is something you're doing at your regular job, quote unquote regular job, that is preparing you for your career, so find out what it is. And I'll use myself as an example. I used to work in fast food and in restaurants. Working through a busy lunch or a rush developed my ability to multitask and to have good memory as well as urgency. I also learned how to speak to people to get a bigger tip and also to just network with people who came in, the people who I served. I'd actually gotten a few gigs from contacts I met because I served them. I've also worked as a kickboxing instructor. Before taking on the job, I would think to myself, do I really want to put all this energy into creating workouts? I mean, I could be using this same energy to work on my craft. Then I started to realize, as a performer, I could definitely benefit from doing this. As a kickboxing instructor, I'll learn which workouts work best to get in shape. I'll be more in shape because I'm guaranteed to work out at least 4 hours each week from teaching and from my teaching schedule. I'll learn how to breathe and move at the same time, which is preparing me to sing and dance at the same time on stage. And I'm yelling for at least an hour, which allows me to practice belting for long periods of time, which is exercising my voice and strengthening my diaphragm and my breathing. Those were just some of the benefits I could see. If you find yourself not liking your job, finding things about it that will help you later in time will help keep you motivated enough to not do a bad job or quit because, let's be serious, some of us need that regular job to finance our career until we can transition out. So we may as well try to make the best of it, right? As far as setting aside your ego at times, be aware that you don't know everything and that someone has come before you and has done what you're about to do. If someone offers advice to you, be humble enough to take it in and do with it what you want, but don't discount any advice given to you. You'll get a lot further by understanding when to listen and how to use the information you've gotten. I hope I've given you enough things to think about, and this is for anyone who struggles with the regular job. Maybe you don't want to be there anymore because you do want to work on your goals. But the point of this talk is just to help you understand why working a regular job is beneficial, not just for the money, but for the preparation of when you finally do go after your dreams. Learn from every situation you're in. Find the lesson in everything you experience, no matter how minuscule you think it may be. This is Lexi. Peace.